Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And sorry but I'm only going to be giving you one what if on each channel tonight guys. I am working on something and yeah, it kind of wastes up a lot of my time. But don't worry, you're going to see soon enough. But today I'm going to be giving you part 6 of what if Kaguya was Naruto's mother. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also, stay in tune because over on Anime King 2, I'm going to be giving you what if Naruto had the unknown Sharingan. So stay in tune for that and I hope you guys enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you all for your help and your support. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
Before you start, go ahead and check out the right stop. I'm going to be leaving a link down in the description, so go ahead and check out the right stop guys. So yeah, to do a bit of a recap, the last part we left off, Naruto continued his training with both Madara and Hashirama. And Naruto also spent some time with Shikaku. He saw the Nibi, but she ran away from him, as Naruto didn't know what was going on, and he realized that he has left the tail beast all alone. And he wanted to make it up to them. We then had a time skip. 2 years later, as Madara and Hashirama find out about each other's last names, as Naruto arrived and told them that he has to go. And he just hoped that they come to a right understanding with each other. And if they were able to stop all this and continue their path on peace. But Naruto doubted that will happen, as Madara's father and Hashirama's father tried to attack Naruto, but Naruto knocked the both of them down in one swift movement. They didn't even stand a chance. As Naruto handed Madara a gunbei and handed Hashirama a necklace that can help with his Mokiton, as Naruto headed off, as he was going to have a rest before traveling and finding all the tail beasts, he heard a girl screaming. As he went over there, as Naruto was pissed because it was one of his descendants, the Uzumakis, seeing that his son was the first Uzumaki, as Naruto slaughtered all the man that kidnapped her. Her name was Mito Uzumaki, as Naruto brought her back to the whirlpool, where her father was a leader there. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So let's begin this new episode, shall we? Naruto was the first one to climb down off of his summon, as Mito's father, Kai, froze when he saw Naruto. It couldn't be. He wasn't meant to be real. It couldn't be real. Kai's father had told him about the man that was now before him. How he had the power to rival the gods, the ability to take over the world if he needed to. Yet here he was, Naruto, Osusuke, the true ancestor of the Uzumaki, and the father of the first Uzumaki, Kazuma Uzumaki. As Kai was so shocked, he didn't realize that he was staring at Naruto for about 10 minutes. Time skip. Some time later, both Naruto and Kai were standing on the balcony, looking over at the village. You know, before today, I thought you didn't exist, Kai said, breaking the silence. When my father first told me about the immortal god, I thought he was going senile. He's probably laughing at me in the grave right now. Well, I met your father, said Naruto. He called me a myth even when I stood in front of him, and a fake. And during that time, I was mourning one of my close friends' death. And when he called me a liar, my grief turned to rage and I lashed out. And I now understand why you're so hesitant around me. Don't worry, it's not like I'm going to destroy the place. Your father must have told you a story that if you piss me off I would go crazy or something, am I right? As Naruto remember, as he took months sometime just to mourn his brother's death, even though it was years upon years ago. And Kai's father saw him that day, and Naruto explained to him who he was, because Naruto wanted to know his descendants, but Kai's father called him a fake and a liar. And that is why Kai's father told Kai about how powerful and strong Naruto is, and that he must do everything in his power to not to anger him. Now, said Naruto, there is several things about the land that I want to know. Why weren't the Senjus guarding your daughter on the mainland? Kai sighed. The Senju and Uzumaki relationship is not what it once was. Batsuma Senju is pushing for me to send him more than seals. He's the current clan head. Hashirama's father, Naruto thought. Right now he wished for me to send man to fight the Uchiha, and he's also threatening to end the alliance we have if I don't, but he doesn't openly say it. Kai shook his head as he looked back over on the Uzumaki clan. I sent my own daughter because I didn't fully trust that Batsuma wouldn't do something drastic. Turns out that I was right. From what you told me, Batsuma most likely let those Uchiha through to make me get angry at the Uchiha clan. If they had succeeded, I would have sent my strongest to go face off against the Uchiha clan and get my daughter back no matter what. And that will just cause war, something that I don't want. The other thing is, Batsuma could go and kill those Uzumaki and get my daughter back, so I would owe him my life in death, because he knows how much I love my family. And the thing is, I can't do anything about it. There is no evidence to link Batsuma or his clan to this. He can just play it off as an accident. What is worse, I cannot break off this alliance. As much as I hate to admit it, we need the Senju clan. We need them as a first line defense, just as they need us for our seal against the Uchiha and the Hagoromo clan. But our alliance is not as strong as it once was. He said that sigh. It is for this reason I was forced to sign Mito over to the Senju clan in marriage agreement for the eldest son. As Kai waited for Naruto to outburst or say something about that. What he got instead was a sigh. You put your duty before your family. Why? Naruto asked. Because it was the only thing I could do to make sure I keep my family safe. I couldn't have asked another to do what I could not. That wouldn't be the right thing, Kai explained. As Kai was feeling depressed and angry and sad inside. Ever since he signed that first contract, he felt bad and had nightmares about what they will do to his daughter. He didn't want to force her to marry anyone that she didn't love, and he hated the idea. Don't worry, said Naruto. As Kai looked at him, I have met Hashirama Senju, and he's a wonderful person. He will treat Mito correctly, the way that she deserves. As Naruto's words seemed to ease Kai's worries, as the two spend the time talking about things in the shinobi world right now. The next morning, Naruto left as he said his goodbye to Mito and Kai, as Mito missed him. But when she heard that she was going to marry Hashirama Senju to tie the clans together for a stronger alliance, as she was quite upset, but her father talked her through it. She then threw herself into training so that she wouldn't need rescue from anyone ever again. Time skip. 6 years later, 6 years after Naruto left the land of whirlpools, Hashirama and Madara created the first hidden village, Konoha. As a result, the other lands create shinobi village of their own, sparking clans across the world. Banding together, multiple clans would band together and try to create hidden village, trying to match the combined strength of the Senju and the Uchiha. A year after that, Mito and Hashirama got married as the two of them went to Konoha. Shortly after that, Madara left the village and said that he will burn it to the ground. Yet through all of this, Naruto didn't show his face, or check on that girl he rescued, or check on his students. He was simply going to let them live their life without his interference. It was what he did with his own kids, and it was what he will do now, as he heard about everything, but he still didn't visit. Sometime later, Naruto was floating as he was heading towards the land of winds to visit Shikaku. As he was kind of in a sad mood, he had spent the month mourning for his brother, as Naruto was old. His brother is gone and left him, and he has to wander this earth for eternity. Naruto realized that he stopped age, but could he die? Could he die from attack or anything? But he refused to commit suicide to end his life problem, because he couldn't face his mother or Hashirama in the afterlife. Suicide was for the shameful, and he wasn't shameful in the least. But he still wanted to visit his brother and his wife, and he missed his sons. He wanted to be able to see his mother again, to talk to her before she was corrupted, and everything before the Jubi. He wished that all of them were here with him. When Naruto finally arrived, he looked around, something was wrong. Shikaku wasn't there, and his sand home that he created, it was basically a giant dome of sand, and he dug himself inside. It was disturbed and all messed up. The cave couldn't have collapsed on him because Shikaku could easily manipulate the sand as he wished. The only other option was that Shikaku was taken, and that made Naruto a bit angry. As Naruto started to think what to do, the person who took Shikaku had to be a shinobi. They were the only ones who can take down a Bijuu. In order to find Shikaku, he has to ask the nearest village if they saw Shikaku traveling anywhere. With his plan, Naruto took off to the east, towards the nearest town. When he was close, he landed on the ground as he started to walk as he entered the village. As he looked around the place, as he saw all of the buildings, they were combined with the sand, as they all looked so joyful, living so close to Shikaku. He had visited this place once, but then they were scared, looking at where Shikaku lived, but now, they all seemed happy and calm. As Naruto walked towards the nearest person, an old man leaning on a building. "Excuse me, can you tell me why everyone is so joyful here?" Naruto asked. The old man then turned at Naruto as he was startled a bit by his hair and his eyes, but he brushed it off and answered the question. "Well, things have been that way for a couple of weeks now. The Ichibai is gone," said the old man. "Who could take the Ichibai?" Naruto asked. "Didn't you hear? Hashirama sent you. Gather up all the Bijoos and gave them to the hidden village, except for the Kyuubi. All of those demons gone. Happy days," the man said, as Naruto turned and walked away. "Hashirama, break my rule." "Now, I'll break him," Naruto said as he walked off. Before he find Hashirama though, he need to find the Nine Tails and make sure that the Bijuu was okay, as he prayed that he wasn't too late. Meanwhile, at the Fire Country, "Why, Madara? Why would you do this? Why would you try to destroy Konoha?" Hashirama asks, as Hashirama wrapped up the Nine Tail in his woodbines, as the Nine Tail was still conscious and break from Madara's control. As the place was destroyed, as the both of them were having their epic battle. "Why not make them see you in a new light? Become the second Hokage." "It will be no use, Hashirama. The Uchihas will always be in the shadow of your clan. And me becoming Hokage will never change this." It was then that the Kyuubi started to laugh, as the Kyuubi know that he was coming. As both Madara and Hashirama turned and looked at the Kyuubi. "Kyuubi," Madara said, "why are you laughing?" As the Nine Tails stopped as he glared at Madara, as he then smiled. "You do not control me anymore, Uchiha. But I don't know what the both of you did. But you pissed off the wrong person, and now you're gonna pay." "What are you talking about?" Madara asked, as his eyes flared dangerously at the Kyuubi. As the Kyuubi kept on smirking, as something appeared on top of the Kyuubi's head. As they heard his cold voice. "One rule. I gave the both of you one rule. Both Madara and Hashirama were shocked beyond belief, as Naruto was standing on top of the Kyuubi's head, in his brown cloak with the hood up, but they could see his eyes, out of the darkness. Naruto-sensei, Hashirama said, as Naruto head snapped and focused only on him. Never address me as Naruto-sensei again, Hashirama. You lost that right when you broke my rule, he said. Hashirama was taken aback by the anger in Naruto's voice. And breaking one of his rules? What rule could he have possibly broken? Sensei, I have broken no rule. Why would you say that? You think you haven't done anything wrong, Hashirama? Naruto asked as he narrowed his eyes. What you call the enslavement of other beings, Hashirama? Wasn't that one of the first rules I gave you? You capture and enslave all the Bijoos, Hashirama. You turn what I gave you into something to enslave others. That is what you did, Hashirama, no matter how you turn it. Hashirama's eyes immediately widened as he tried to explain. I did it to protect those I love, Naruto-sama, he said. The Bijuu attack towns and clans whenever they feel bored, and I didn't want that to happen to Konoha, where my family is. I then used them to prevent wars between the other villages to keep the peace. Isn't that what you want? Peace? Hashirama said, as there was a few minutes of silence, as the hatred in Naruto's eyes went down, as there was a full minute before he spoke again. While I understand, you still took away and enslaved several living beings. I will discuss what to do with you later, but I will tell you this now. You will not be sealing the Kyuubi, Naruto said, knowing that Kurama wouldn't like his name being given out. As Naruto then turned and looked at Madara, as the hatred in Naruto's eyes lit up again. And what do you have to say for yourself, Madara? Speak, Naruto said. It's simple, Naruto-sensei, Madara said, showing no fear at all. I have been enlightened. I have seen the way to truly obtain peace. And in order to do that, mistakes must be eliminated to make sure that no one copies that mistake. And the villages are those mistakes. And therefore, I must eliminate those mistakes. However, I know that I cannot do this alone, so I have the Kyuubi for help. When the beast didn't accept, well, after I showed it the reason why, it accepted. The Nine-Tailed growled as the Uchiha spoke, obviously not agreeing. Where did you achieve this enlightenment, Madara? Naruto asked. From a tablet, sacred to my former clan. As Naruto wondered if it was that tablet, but he had to be sure. What was on this tablet, Madara? Naruto asked. Enlightenment, Sensei, Madara said, deflecting the question. It was how to achieve true peace in this world. And how are you going to do that? Hashirama asked. Power, said Madara. As all of this thus brought Naruto back to Hagoromo's son. One of them wanted power and the other one wanted peace and love. It was like history was repeating itself. Do you know that there was only 2 times that peace was on this world? Said Madara. Let me tell you those 2 times. And those times were with the Sage of Six Paths and the Rabbit Goddess. 2 powers that rule over the world, that spread peace with fear. People knowing that they cannot go up against that power. And I intend to do the same. But first I must wipe everything clean. And I will destroy Konoha first. And then once I gain this power, the world will be at true peace. When Madara finished spoke, Hashirama was in shock, as he couldn't believe his friend could change this much. It seems that there were no going back for him. As Naruto understand which tablet Madara was talking about, it was a gift for Inja, detailing the history of the world before Hashirama introduced chakra, including his mother Infinite Tsukiyomi, as well as the battle about the 10th tail from Hagoromo's point of view. But he didn't have enough information on what he did, seeing that Hagoromo was focused on sealing the Jobe. However, Indra added information to the tablet about the Mangekyo Sharingan, including how to activate it, use it, and the ability it possesses, and also that it has the ability to control tail beasts. Something Indra found out when he tried to use a nine-tailed fox in his battle, but his brother break the control and let the nine-tail free. So Hashirama, Naruto-sensei, Madara said, breaking them out of their thoughts. You both can join me in my goal, or be destroyed by my might. The choice is yours, Madara said. Madara, said Hashirama, years ago you chose family over our dream to bring peace. Now I must return the favor. You threaten my family, Madara, my loved ones, and for that I cannot forgive you, Hashirama said. Madara, said Naruto, never in my lifetime have I seen someone fall so far from grace than you, Naruto said in a disappointed tone. For breaking my rules and having the authority to twist image of others to suit your stupid goal, I will kill you. A spark of worry flashed through Madara's gaze, but he then smirked. Sensei, you must be getting on in your old age to not realize that both Hashirama and myself has far surpassed you. Adding to the fact that you're getting old, you stand no chance against myself or Hashirama. As Naruto lowered his head a bit. He's right, Naruto-sensei, said Hashirama. You retreat and I will finish off, but Hashirama was cut off. As the Kyuubi was laughing, not dark laughter like before, because he found something very funny. What are you laughing at, Fox? Said Madara in anger, as the Kyuubi was laughing like he didn't have a care in the world. Well, you say you know of the Sage of Six Paths? Am I right, human? As Madara didn't say anything. So tell me then, did you know that he had a brother? So what? Said Madara. Well, the thing is, did you know that he's still alive? Those words rocked Madara and Hashirama to the core. The brother of the Sage of Six Paths was still alive? But do you want to know the best part? Said the Nine Tails. He is standing right above me. As both Hashirama and Madara looked up at Naruto. Naruto-sensei? Both of them said. As Naruto pulled his hood back, revealing his long white hair and his pure white eyes and his two horns, and they saw he hasn't aged a day since they last were trained by him. You wanted the power of a god, Madara, said Naruto. Well then, witness the power of a god. As Naruto jumped off of the Kyuubi's head and went over to Madara, as Madara instantly jumped back, knowing what Naruto could do with a punch. But Naruto slammed his fist into the ground as a shockwave knocked Madara a far distance away as he crashed into a stone wall. But he instantly picked himself up as he went through hand sign, fire style, fire dragon flaming bullet, he shouted. As a massive amount of fire spewed out of his mouth, rushed towards Naruto, taking the shape of a dragon. As the fire exploded upon impact, as Hashirama just stood there. I have been alive for a very long time, Madara. You think that a stupid technique like that could take me out? Said Naruto, as Madara quickly activated his Sharingan and morphed it into the Mangekyo Sharingan. If this was really the Sage of Six Paths brother, he couldn't hold back anything. As a sudden gust of wind blew away all the dust and the flames. As Naruto's hood was gone, showing the clothes he wore underneath, he wore a long white kimono with two gauntlets on his arms, made out of steel, and he also had sandals on his feet. Madara, did you remember my last word to both of you when you were kids? Naruto asked. Yes, always have your secret. What does that have to do with anything? Madara asked. Did you really think I showed you everything I could do when I was training the both of you? I said I never learned ninjutsu. Did you really think that was the whole truth? Naruto said, as a dull red color was showing in his eyes, as the ground started to crack, as the heat started to get hot around Naruto. As Naruto then took in a breath and released a fireball that was large as the Kyuubi without even going through hand sign or anything. Madara quickly held up his gun bay as he channeled chakra into it as a blue barrier came around him as the fire made contact. As Madara then collapsed to his knees as the fireball passed him. As the fireball burned away all the oxygen around him as he was huffing and puffing. But he slowly got up. As he then showed off one of the ability of the Mangekyo Sharingan. Amaterasu, he said, as black flames rushed towards Naruto. As Naruto simply waved his hand as the flames stopped, and he blew them away like they were nothing. What is going on? Madara thought as he was panicking. How can he dispel the flames of Amaterasu like they were nothing? Is this truly the power of a god? Madara thought. No, the Sage of Six Paths proved that even a god can die, and the man before me is not a god. As Madara then rushed forward and jumped up in the air, as he released a wind attack from his gun bay. As the wind picked up the dust, I have something he doesn't though. Superior eyes, Madara said, as he tracked Naruto through the dust cloud, as he descended on him like a hawk after its prey. As Madara had his sword in his other hand as he brought it down, but something made contact with his sword as all of the dust cloud was blown away. As Naruto had a blue staff in his hand, it was made out of Naruto's chakra. As Madara's eyes widened, being able to make something out of your chakra alone, that wasn't easy. Some people even thought the ability was a bloodline. While chakra strings and something like that, they were small, but to be able to make an object and use it like a physical weapon, that was just incredible. As Madara was shocked when Naruto raised his hand that was covered in blue chakra, as he grabbed Madara's blade, as Naruto then spun around his staff in his other hand and slapped Madara across his face as he was sent flying. As Madara was beaten badly by that one blow, as Naruto then slowly walked towards him. However, he stopped when he heard a roar from the Bijuu. As Naruto turned and saw a red-headed figure writing seals around the Kyuubi, along with Hashirama talking to them. Judging by the Kyuubi roaring, it wasn't something good. As Naruto abandoned Madara and turned towards the two people, as it looked like they were trying to seal the Nine Tails. As far as Naruto knew, a Uzumaki was the only one with the body to hold back such a creature. Anyone else, they must have to be a baby. As Naruto was rushing over there when Hashirama saw him, as Hashirama went through hand sign as a wooden dragon break from the ground, as Naruto turned and raised his staff and split the wooden dragon in half. As he turned, and both him and Hashirama's eyes met, as the Senju looked like he was feeling guilt, like he didn't want to do what he was doing, but Naruto didn't believe it one bit. He could stop what he was doing and leave the Kyuubi alone. I am sorry, Sensei, but Madara controlling the Kyuubi proved that it cannot be let free. What if someone else tried to control it? And what if I, or another Senju Mokiton user isn't around? Who will stop it then? If you truly want what was best for your stupid village, you could have asked the Bijuu to not attack you. All that you have done now is anger it, and when it gets free, it will burn your village to a crisp. It's a demon, Sensei, a Bijuu. It cannot be reasoned with, said Hashirama. Don't call me Sensei, you stupid fool. How do you know it cannot be reasoned with? Have you tried? I think the simple fact that it can talk, that means it can be reasoned with. You never tried to talk to it, right? It has destroyed millions of lives, perhaps even billions. Nothing you can say is going to change what I'm thinking, said Hashirama. As Naruto stomped into the ground, as there was a huge shockwave that blew away Hashirama, but he flipped and landed on his feet as he went through hand signs, and 3 giant wooden dragons break from the ground as they came at Naruto. Naruto raised his fist as he slammed it into the ground. As ice appeared under the wooden dragon, and ice spears erupted, piercing their body all over, chopping them. As the ice spears then got larger, ripping the wood dragon to pieces. You want to fight me, Hashirama? Naruto said. Very well, you shall feel my wrath. As Naruto then floated up into the air, as the ground around him started to fly as well the rocks and the breeze. As thunder started to boom in the sky, and the clouds started to get dark. As lightning spread through the sky. Then there was silence, like the world was holding its breath. As Hashirama went through hand signs quickly as the wind started to gather around Naruto. Wood release. Wood human technique, said Hashirama, as he created a giant wood golem with a dragon wrapped around his waist as Hashirama was standing on the golem's nose. As Naruto created a figure, it had an outline of a human, but it was made out of pure chakra, it had two giant horns, and it had a demonic face. As the creature that Naruto created held out his hand, palm facing each other as the lightning cackled around it. As the beast created a tornado made out of pure lightning as it was carving into the ground. Suddenly, the black flames engulfed the tornado, making it more deadly as Naruto released it towards Hashirama. As Hashirama ordered the golem to get out of the way because all it would need is a hit and his golem would be ripped apart by that attack. Once Hashirama dodged the attack, he quickly ordered the golem to rush Naruto Avatar as it rushed over as it tried to tackle Naruto Avatar to the ground. But two arms break from the Avatar's side and grab the wood golem and raise it in the air as the dragon then tried to bite in the Avatar's face. But spikes appear from his shoulder, piercing the dragon right through his head. As the Avatar then created two sets of hands again and blocked a sword swipe from Madara Susanoo. As Hashirama looked closely, Naruto wasn't even in that thing. As the Avatar then started to spew lava from its mouth, as Madara was safe in his Susanoo. As Hashirama had to jump away because the lava would melt him. As the Avatar then turned his full force on Madara and punched his Susanoo right in the chest, the force sent the Susanoo flying through the air. As the Susanoo protected Madara as he impacted the ground with such force. As the creature then vanished, as it just burst into pure chakra. It was then that Naruto broke from the ground, right in front of Hashirama as he brought up his fist, but Hashirama dodged it and punched Naruto right into his stomach, as Naruto was blown back a few feet. As he then looked at Hashirama, nature chakra, increasing your speed and your strength, Naruto thought, as Hashirama activates Sage Mode. But Naruto then raised his hand as he slammed his hand on the ground again, as Hashirama didn't feel anything or see anything at first. It was then that the ground exploded right beneath his feet, but he was fast enough to move out of the way as lightning erupted, as Hashirama then had to dodge as the ground around him was exploding. As he wasn't focusing on Naruto, as Naruto extended one of his fingers and fired off a lightning bolt, as it traveled at such speed as it slammed right into Hashirama's stomach, as Hashirama cried out in pain. As he dropped to his knees and collapsed, the lightning was messing with his nervous system, as he started to twitch on the ground, signaling that he was still alive but he was in bad condition. As Naruto then looked around as he heard Kurama scream, as he saw Kurama burst into chakra, as he flew into the woman's seal, as Naruto rushed over there, as the woman collapsed but he caught her, as he then looked at her face, as he instantly realized who she was. Mito? Why? Why would you do something like this? As her eyes then shot open. Instead of Mito's eyes, her eyes were red with slits. It was like Kurama's. As Mito then let out a roar as red chakra exploded around her, blowing back Naruto a distance. As Naruto watched as the red chakra started to grow around her, creating a fox shape with a single tail. As Naruto saw the transformation she was undertaking, it seems like she tried to seal all of Kurama chakra inside of herself, but it wasn't working. The chakra was too strong for whatever seal she used, and the chakra was now breaking the seal. As this created a lot of problems, she mixed the Kyuubi chakra into her own network, and any attempt of removing that chakra will cause her immense pain. As if it was any other tail beast, he could remove it, but Kurama had too much chakra, and she would die from the extreme pain of removing it. And Naruto realized the only way to save her is tightening that seal that she placed on herself to seal Kurama, and Kurama would hate him forever. The second thing, Kurama is probably angry right now, as he didn't want to be sealed inside of anything, and he's trying his best to break out, as Kurama wanted to rip her apart right now. I am sorry, Kurama, Naruto said, but I have to stop you. But guys, I'm be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notification they posted. Remember to share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And stay in tune for what if Naruto had the unknown Sharingan, and I hope you guys enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both anime making and anime making too, stay in tune for all of the what ifs coming your way. But for now, I'm out of here guys. Peace.